Hello, I've had a pretty rubbish time of it recently and I've decided to make my first video in about 2 weeks. We've had some stuff going on in the world which has just made me depressed. Two world leaders who don't know what they're doing. One has started a world war, the other one has started a massive trade war and done immeasurable damage to everybody's finances and he doesn't seem to realise it and he's making it up as he goes along. And the other thing is, I've had a bad back now for about 2 weeks. I pulled a muscle in my back. Anyway, let's look at the map while I'm moaning about stuff. I pulled a muscle in my back and it's a bit better now actually, but it's made me depressed because I couldn't work with my van. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't lift anything. So I couldn't do any work with my van for the last 2 weeks. And working with my van keeps depression away because it makes me, you know, happy when I earn money, basically. So if we fly... Here we are flying, and if you notice something, Farmer Climb told me this, but these machines that we've got laid out are in the way of Riverbend Springs, because on Riverbend Springs there's a barn over here, and these two things are in the barn. There's a little barn over here near the entrance, and this is in a shed, so these are all in that sort of pattern. So anyway, what we've got, this is our farmland. If we go to farmland, we've got this piece of land here and we've got this field here. Now this field is 10 hectares and this little harvester here is not suitable for 10 hectares. This is I think an 8 metre header and we need like a 15 metre header. So what I'm going to do immediately is drive this to the shop. And sell it because it's pretty useless on a 10 hectare field. So I think we come here, and by the way I haven't finished moaning. I'm still suffering I think from the chest infection I picked up about a year ago. Everything's annoying me at the moment, which you probably picked up, but yeah, we'll sell this. Yeah, we'll sell this, that's fine. We'll sell this and we'll sell this. So now we have a whole field of wheat, I think, to harvest, and we don't have anything to... We've only got 59,000 for that lot. Oh, I was expecting more. So, we've got this field of... Is this wheat? Let's visit it anyway. Wheat ready to harvest, and... Yes, in a pretty poor condition. No fertiliser, no lime. So, I'm going to find a header which is 15 metres. So... Grain headers, yeah, it's going to be I think the John Deere, this one here, which is 15, 13, this one here. So I'm going to rent this and the respective harvester and all the rest of it, and I'll see you back at the field which we need to harvest. Okay, so I will do 2 headlands here. And then we'll put it over to a worker, and I'm not entirely sure of the equipment we've got. Let's just have a look actually and see what we've got over here. We've got the John Deere. Yes, it's all the stuff you start with in Riverbend Springs. So we do have over there a little a little trailer which is probably not big enough for, you know, a 10 hectare field, so we might have to do something about that. But first things first, let's get started on this. So I'd like to do an experiment on this field because we're harvesting this wheat with no fertiliser, no lime, and I'd like to see exactly how much we get off the field at the end of it. But I've got an issue now because we need to get all this stuff from down here to over here. So I've got a few bits and bobs to do. One of which is to map out a yard here, because I want to have our yard just here. Yeah, so I think asphalt is fine. If I... Yeah, we'll just have a... Okay, this is fine. So I'm just going to muck about here a second and hopefully I'll come up with a fairly decent yard. Yeah, I think that's probably about right, because it's quite big. I do want to put chickens down, so you know, that's my first sort of production. So, but the first thing I need to do is get the, I think the Challenger, because I think that's the strongest tractor. And we will, yeah, I'll need to go and get a bigger trailer than this. So, okay, so that's, I think, 14,100 litres. So I will finish off doing the headland and then we'll put him on a worker, because there's only one headland to do. So we'll put him on a worker after that, and he can just, you know, be working in the background. Okay, after a bit of faffing around, we finally have some success. So let's go back to this place here, because I'd like to put down some chickens. If I can get this out of the way. That's better. So, yeah, chickens. So go to construction again, and we need animals and we need chickens. And I think there is a chicken pen I used on... Yeah, here it is, 40,000. It's only 40,000, and I might have like 2 or 3 of these, because we've got loads of wheat and we need to, you know, do something with it. Right, I think I'm going to have to put it here, just off the... Yeah, just off the yard that we've laid out, because that's the cheapest place to put it. You know, the reconstruction costs are small here, so, you know, there's no big lumps or anything like that. So this is fine for the first one, and in here, can I go in? I can. In here we can have, oh, it says it there, 700. We can have 700 chickens in here. So I might have 2 of these, because, you know, we've got all that wheat and I'm not sure what else to do with it apart from feed it to chickens. And this can be our like first production, because if we have like 2,000 chickens, we get loads of eggs, we'll make some money every single day. And by the way, I'm not averse to... Oh, he's finished, does he? Fine. I'm not averse to borrowing money. If we need to borrow money, however much it is, 500,000, 200,000, I'm going to do it. I'll do it even if we need to borrow money for equipment, because we've got quite a lot of land here. This here is 7 hectares, so we've got that to make a field with if we need to. But first things first, I'm going to take this over to the chickens, because I'm so worried about this Challenger not being able to make it over there, because it doesn't, you know, deal with hills very well. Yeah, not too bad actually. So 28,000 litres. So how much can we put in here? Because if it takes it all, that's great. I don't know what else we're going to do with the wheat apart from get more chickens, you know. Yeah, it takes a lot of it. So if we look at our animals now, just here, chicken coop, there's no chickens in there. There's 22,000 litres of grain. Fine. So before I do anything else, I'm going to try and put down a second chicken coop, so we can get loads and loads and loads of chickens. Yeah, the second one is going just here, which is kind of off, and there's still some, oh, there's still a big lump there, but there's nothing I could do about it. You know, it seemed like it wasn't going to affect the. Yeah, we'll just have to live with this. I might smarten this up a little bit, you know, off screen or something. So, fine. So now we need more. We need some more wheat to feed the rest of the chickens. But first of all, let's buy some chickens in here. Just in here. So, yeah, 50. That's fine. Yep. And we'll have the same number, 250. Yep, that's fine. And we'll have the same number, 200. That's fine. So now we've got 700 chickens, and we've only got 3,500. But like I said, we will borrow money. So. Okay, so job done with 0.3 of an hour, 18 minutes left on the clock for this John Deere harvester. So we'll send that back, but we need to do something with this wheat. So I think what I'll do is go and put down a silo. I don't want to put another chicken pen down because we need some, you know, some wheat, you know, in the tank ready to feed them again. This is why we need a stronger tractor. Okay, so we need somewhere to put this. This is only a rented trailer, don't forget. So go into construction once again and try and find a silo. Just here, I think. Yeah, that'll have to do. I mean, it looks a bit close to the chicken pens, but I just need to put it, you know, where it's kind of flat. So anyway, now I have to add up all of the wheat that we put in. I think it's 44,000 we've given to the chickens and 33,000 in here, so that's 77,000 litres of wheat we've got off the field. And I'm going to do wheat again because I like to do the experiment to see, you know, if we have a really healthy field, how much we'll get off then. Will it be more than 77,000? Anyway, that's that. I think that's the end for the day. So we go into vehicles and we will send back anything we don't need anymore. And I could do with selling our 2 tractors and buying something stronger, but I won't do that for now. But the first thing I'll do is, the last thing I'll do today actually, is to put down some kind of farmhouse, which is probably just going to be a little tent or something. Yeah, a doormat. It's going to be a doormat. And I'll put it down just over here. and then we can skip to tomorrow and see how many eggs we've got. Okay, September. And yeah, I'm just really interested to see. Let's get out of the weather. And we've got 1 and a bit things of eggs there. Okay, fine. What about the other one? Because we put that down a little bit earlier. Yeah, we might need to get some more chickens actually, because I thought we'd have more eggs than this today. But fine. So I did mention at the start that I do have a bad back, so I need to finish now. And next time, we've done 1 day, so next time what we'll do is we will sort out this field, because this field is very, very unhealthy. No fertiliser, needs lime, and I don't know why this... Okay, fine, the whole thing needs lime, that's fine. And then we will need a bigger drill than this, and a bigger, you know, a bigger tractor than both these tractors to put in wheat again. But we'll do it all next time. So thanks very much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed. Bye for now.